Hello! It's Heather Lee Cameron again, and it's almost time to watch The Amazing Race again. I've missed it. Last week was fun. Let's keep it going, shall we? Alright, we're gonna watch it. Oh, I love these previews. We could not do without Phil. Whenever The Amazing Race is dead and gone for good, then I will cry because Phil is epic. I absolutely loved this opening. I loved everything about it. I truly did. Of course it's harder than Survivor, Rupert. It's The Amazing Race. You don't stay in one location and just do challenges every 2 or 3 days. You go around the world and do challenges. You learn about each other. You develop relationships. You develop rivalries. And it's really just amazing. Honestly, last week's episode made me cry tears of pure joy. And I'm happy to be back doing this again with you. Now the racers are in Tokyo. I need my glasses, excuse me. The racers are in Tokyo now, and they are waiting to depart. Leo and Jamal are team number 1. Where are they going? Ooh, Laos! Ooh, that's a location that we haven't seen very much on The Amazing Race. I'm excited. What awaits the racers in Laos? I'm excited. Leo and Jamal, I don't know why they're called the Afghanimals. That's a bit of a racist name. They're actually quite funny to watch. They're entertaining. And they're doing very well. And they do make a good point. The Survivor and Big Brother players really don't have an idea of what's expected. This is their trial by fire. Can they do it? Colin and Christy are leaving second. Colin. Oh my god. Colin, at least you're self-aware. I'm very pleased that you're self-aware of how destructive you were in season 5. Every time I watch that season, because I do own it on DVD, I'm thinking, oh, Colin, why? You're perfectly sensible, you're perfectly intelligent, you lost your head and almost got arrested. What the heck's wrong with you? But I hope they keep their heads this time. Tyler and Corey are third to depart. I don't know much about this team, but they're so adorable from what I've seen so far. I'm absolutely loving this. Absolutely wonderful. It's just going to turn into an airport battle pretty quickly here, and I'm so excited because watching them in the airport is so fun. Some seasons don't show it enough, and I want to see the airport battles. Rachel and Alyssa are departing fourth. I really like this because I know a lot about Rachel from the shows I've seen, but I don't know much about them together. I don't know much about Alyssa either because I don't know if I watched that season. Like, honestly, I think it's interesting to watch these old racers bring out new dynamics. And these new racers really step into the undiscovered country. I think it's pretty amazing. Alright, so Becca and Floyd are 5th to depart. It's so early in the morning. I've traveled that early. I've been up that early. Nicole and Victor are 6th to depart. I can't imagine getting up that early, but if I had the opportunity to be on The Amazing Race, I'd pretty much do whatever it took to stay in the race for as long as I could. I mean, I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. It's so early, yet the city is so alive. How is that? It's just amazing. Alright, so people are arriving at travel agencies. They're just Tokyo, my goodness. It's so alive that early. It's just incredible. Now I want to go to Tokyo. It's really exciting. Oh, the alliances are coming up. There's an interesting alliance dynamic. Tyler and Corey and Becca and Floyd and the sisters are working together. This will be an interesting alliance because they're also very self-serving, but they're interesting people because they know they need each other in the foreign country, but once they get in the country that's familiar to them, they'll break away and it'll be so interesting. You know, they're feeding each other's needs for now, but when push comes to shove, they'll be looking out for their team and only their team. So they're all doing very well by making an alliance now because they actually need it now. Oh. Corinne and Eliza and I through the part. I guess Chris and Brett have already departed. A phenometer. Corinne, I love you. Rupert and Laura last to depart at 4:25 a.m. The sun's already up. Holy crap. Oh, Rupert and Colin just shared a hug in the airport. That's absolutely precious. Rupert and Laura and Colin and Christy are hugging like they are brothers and sisters. I love it. Ah! I love it. Oh, and there's Chris and Brett. They're like all hanging out together, all happy family. Of course the survivors are going to naturally gravitate towards one another because this is a new arena and they're stacked up against such fierce competition. And they're all lined up in a crowd ready to board the plane. Oh, Colin and Christy just kissed. That's so nice. They didn't do much of that in season 5, so this is really a turnaround. Oh, Rupert, I love you. You just want to be one team. You just want to hang in there. I love you to pieces. And the plane takes off and we get to the theme song. I love this newer theme song. Because it's come a long way since season 1. Because in season 1 there was a description by Phil about what the race was. But you know what? Everybody who has watched it since the beginning or since the early days know what it is now. So they can focus on the different teams and their personalities and really just developing a new fan base for a new generation. But I'm from the old generation and I'm very proud to be from the old generation. I am not afraid to embrace being from the older generations of fans because honestly, it is what it is. There needs to be different generations of fans, otherwise something's never going to survive. And we are at a commercial break. Honestly, from what I've seen so far, it's going to be a very interesting leg. Now, I don't know. It's only been 8 minutes. I can keep talking. I don't know what this leg has in store. And I haven't checked spoilers. In fact, I've wisely stayed off social media because it's very hard for me to do. Because I don't see Amazing Race until 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time because I live in Alberta. It really sucks, but I don't threaten people on pain of death. I don't threaten people, let's just say that. I really don't. I don't believe in threatening people, threatening harm. I'm a loving, kind person who truly believes in just letting people do whatever. Especially if they're aware of the consequences. It's literally something I need to do in order to grow. Just let people embrace choice and consequence at their own pace. But anyway, I just have to... I'm just sending a quick business text. Because you know what, in addition to doing this blog, I am also a freelance reporter in my area. I won't tell you what area, but I'm a freelance reporter. I've been in freelance media for 14 years, since my senior year of high school in 2005. And I've just absolutely loved it. And so, as I've gotten older, as I've learned more about media and technology, I've branched out. This YouTube channel's been around since about 2008, 2009. And I'm always looking to different things and different ways to make the YouTube channel better. And when I heard about the return of The Amazing Race, well, I decided to do a vlog about it, which is a video blog, and I decided to make things better for myself and for other people by showing my love for The Amazing Race. Honestly, I would love more DVDs of The Amazing Race because I only have season 1 and 5. I used to videotape it, but those videotapes have disappeared and moved, so I don't have them anymore. It's very sad. But I would love to be able to get more seasons off of Amazon, but I can't afford them right now. But this is good. Having a PVR is wonderful, but it doesn't bring the past back. All right. We are headed back into the episode. Thank you for putting up with my commentary. Oh my lord, a promo for MasterChef, will just mute that. I actually applied for MasterChef Canada several times. They haven't cast me. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they haven't. So many commercials, but I'm on CTV. Now we are in Laos. It's very cool. We have many wonderful shots of Laos. I won't go into detail because people want to watch the episode for themselves. 5 a.m. in Laos. The teams are arriving. And a courier has just brought the teams their clues. They need to go give alms to the monks. Giving alms is worship. Giving them thanks, giving them worship, giving them time. It's all about a sacrificial ritual that's not painful, but it symbolizes sacrifice and compassion and gratitude. It's wonderful. And they all have to sit on these little blue benches in the order they arrived. Some are walking, some are taking little small taxis. Oh, they're called tuk-tuks, excuse me. And Leo and Jamal are playing slightly dirty. And other teams are playing slightly dirty by running in front of the tuk-tuk. Excuse me, I need a drink of water, flavored water. So they take the alms and they sit in a row and they wait for time to pass. And they sit with these little mock saris on and they wait for the monks. It's very cool. Alright. So, a monk is ringing a gong. And now, the monks are walking down the street in a respectful row. It's a parade row. It's quiet. They're walking so reverently.
We're all sitting in rows and the sun coming up and hearing the drones in the temple.
It's so beautiful. They just reach in and silently put their offerings in the monks. It's such a beautiful spiritual moment. It's really hard to describe. I'm tearing up right now just watching it. Because anything spiritual that happens in The Amazing Race, I tear up at because I myself am a spiritual person. Alright, Big Tree by the Mekong River. That's where they are going next. And more alliances are being made along the way. And like the sister, Rachel and Alyssa just made an alliance with Colin and Christy. I'm so just Everybody's just running, and it's such a pretty morning. Everybody's running towards the big tree. The confusion is abounding. Oh, there's a U-turn. There's a double U-turn. Oh. Oh my goodness. Rachel and Alyssa can't make a decision on who to U-turn. There's 2 other teams behind them. They can't make up their flipping minds. It's not so hard. There's so many people that can be competition for them later, and they need to think about that. I mean, who would I U-turn? Just in case people ask me that question later. Well, I don't know. It depends on who I'm with. Because whoever I'm with will want me to play honestly, but want me to also be tough and not afraid to make moves that will benefit us as a team. They won't want me to be compassionate and loyal. Because honestly, unless there's a team like Meredith and Gretchen, I love them to pieces, there's really not a lot of room for compassion on The Amazing Race. You have to play it a little bit like Survivor, but you don't have to be as mean about it as Rob and Amber were. I love them to death, but they were kind of mean about how they applied Survivor to The Amazing Race. They were kind of mean about how they did that, and I didn't like that too much. Like, I would U-turn Leo and Jamal, Janelle and Brittany, Corin and Eliza, Chris and Brett, Rebecca and Floyd. Because it's really just... It's really sad that people don't have the ability to show courage when it comes to U-turning others, because it has to be done. It's a race. If you get there first, you hold all the power in your hands, and if you don't use that power, then somebody might use it against you. And it's just really unfortunate that people don't seem to understand. They want to play the game nice and make friends. But at the end of the day, there's only one team that can win first place and be the winner of The Amazing Race. So you have to really think about who is going to benefit me in the end. Who can I race against and possibly have the advantage over in the finals? You can make friends all you want in the early legs. In fact, it's encouraged. But don't expect those friendships to last as the legs go on. Because as people get closer to that final leg and closer to that $1 million, they're only going to be thinking about their team and what they can do to get ahead. Friendship is nice in the beginning, but you know what? It's kind of overrated and such in the end. We cannot be afraid to look out for our own team. And that's the attitude that people have to have. They can't be afraid to look out for themselves. All right, we are back. Rachel and Alyssa are sifting through the yields. Becca and Floyd! That's pretty much who I would have done because they are a threat. So Rachel and Alyssa are gone. Colin and Christy are reading their clue.
You're listening to the Lao alphabet. It's almost impossible to pick out the subtle differences between each letter. Which is exactly why we're having teams learn the Lao alphabet and then take an oral exam under the watchful...
The teams have to learn the Laos alphabet, then take an oral exam supervised by a teacher. Or...
the Lao barbecue skewers. They're time-consuming for the chefs to make. So to help them, teams must promptly prepare skewers like this.
Or they must prepare barbecue skewers. That is amazing. Partaking of the culture is always a plus when you're on The Amazing Race, but it's just, it also tastes one's patience because people are so unfamiliar with the culture that they're not used to. And if they get something wrong, they may get frustrated. So let's see if the teams will actually crack in doing something unfamiliar.
start seeing our faces.
Beckett and Floyd are in some orange and pink shirts. I don't know why. That's not the color I'd choose to wear, even if I was on a race that took away sleep. Oh, Tyler and Corey just got U-turn too. Haha.
Oh my god. Was I surprised to see our face on the return board? No, because we knew.
Like, everything's getting so serious so fast. It's so amazing. And you know, forgive me for wearing my glasses, but you know what? I'm getting older and my eyesight isn't the best, as good as it was. I used to actually wear glasses as a little kid and I threw them away because they were an ugly color, but now I'm stuck wearing them again as an adult. And I get headaches if I take them off for too long. This is the first I've seen of Janelle and Brittany very much. They look a lot older. Really, I haven't seen much of them. They were just kind of invisible last time, and now we're just seeing a little bit of them.
Thank you. You had to pick a teacher who would then teach you the ABCs.
Yep, the teacher's teaching Tyler and Corey the ABCs.
No, we saw right away that the language was very tonal. So you could be saying something in one way, but you have to like lower the tone of your voice or raise the tone of your voice to get it exactly right.
They are finding it not as easy as they assume. Just because a task may appear easy doesn't mean it's actually easy. This many people will learn as the amazing race goes on. Alright, so some of the other teams have gone to the barbecue place. Oh, look at all that amazing food. Holy crap, I could just make a wonderful meal out of that. I love open food markets because it's fresh food and it's healthier. It doesn't have like crap loads of chemicals and stuff. It's hilarious. Look at this. It's just so hilarious. They have to do everything. They have to do absolutely everything. The meats, the veggies, whatever. This is hilarious. They have to buy the food, and they out of their own race money, I'm assuming, because you know they don't get a special fund for that. And those who have seen earlier seasons know how troublesome doing shopping tasks can be, because you're not given extra money for this. You have to buy it out of your own money, and then that puts you in trouble for later on when you might need money for a taxi ride. Not very many people are doing this language task simply because they think it's hard, but it's cheaper. Corinne and Eliza have arrived at the language task. Look at all these adorable little students. They're standing up as a sign of respect and bowing for the Tyler and Corey. And they failed. Of course they did. You have to be extremely talented to get a language challenge right on the first try. And Corin and Eliza are now learning the language task, and they're finding it funny because they're failing spectacularly at it. But at least they're having fun. Alright, so everybody is trying to find one of the two tasks. Alright, yes. Everybody's going to the barbecue alley. Why don't they realize that they have to pay for these ingredients out of their own money, and that might hurt them later on? Because the teams are only given a limited amount of money for each leg. I mean, I've watched The Amazing Race since the beginning, and even I know that. You have to be careful with your money because it may hurt you in the end if you don't have any. Or if there's a penalty that involves the confiscation of money and goods, everything except the clothes on your back and your passports. You just need to be careful. All right, Corinne and Eliza have come in for the language test. And they got it wrong. And now people are traipsing the market. Oh, I'm getting hungry looking at all this fresh food. You know, if I were to go to a place like Laos, I think I would have a good time because I could do so much wonderful cooking with all this fresh food. And I could even learn how to grill it, and that would make it even better. But this is not about me and cooking. This is about the Amazing Race. Let's see, Rachel and Alyssa, Becca and Floyd. Janelle and Brittany. Colin and Christy. Why are you apologizing to the fish? It's dead. Like, seriously, why are you apologizing to the fish? It's dead. It's there for the purpose of feeding you. You don't apologize to something that's there for the purpose of feeding you. I mean, I get if it were a pet. Anyway, Rupert and Laura have arrived at the language task. I don't know why. They're going to find this very hard, I think. Tyler and Corey got the language test. Yay! Okay, Rupert and Laura are at the language task, and they are doing well so far.
I saw no similarities between our ABCs and their ABCs.
He's got some white in his beard. It's quite hilarious. The effects of aging, eh? Okay, so now Eliza and Corinne are back. They're helping each other. They're giving each other little cheats, and they just got it! Good for them! And they're excited, and the students are so cute. Clapping as they watch. Becca and Floyd and Chris and Brett are doing the fresh food. Tyler and Corey, I guess, did they leave? Maybe they left. Oh wait, Tyler and Corey have to do both. Oops. I am so proud of Colin. He's incredibly self-controlled this time. He really is. This, in the past, probably would have made him freak out and start screaming, but you know what? I'm so proud of his self-control this time. Kudos to him for learning from the past and doing better. I'm going to cry, so I'm going to quit talking about Colin. Alright, so Leo and Jamal have encountered a problem with their delivery. Oh. Rupert and Laura are back to try again. They are really struggling with this task, but it is what it is. I wouldn't personally do the language task, to be honest. I'd do the cooking because I'd be able to get it done in one shot. Alright, so Leo and Jamal have finished the cooking, or the kebabs task, and everybody else seems not very far behind. Okay. Nicole and Victor are team number 3 so far. Okay, so, alright, here we go. Here's another team. Ah! Becca and Floyd just finished the food task. Yay! Alright, what's next? Okay, so Janelle and Brittany have just finished the kebabs task. They've been invisible so far this race. Colin and Christy have just finished the food task, and they've been so gracious and kind this whole leg. I love it. They haven't been screaming. I love it. Oh, Rachel and Alyssa did not get a pass. Of course, Rachel and Alyssa are fighting.